Ask for money and get advice. Ask for advice, get money twice. I'm from the...
Hi guys, I'm Haley Asmus, and you can follow me at Queen Alopecia. And this is my dad, Pete Asmus. You can follow him at Pete Asmus.
Yeah.
And today is Thirsty Thursday. That means if you're hungry for knowledge, you're thirsty for action.
Oh.
But because we don't want to be a library.
Why?
Libraries store information. We want to be investors.
That's right, because what do libraries do? They just store the information, right?
Yeah.
Because you take a book and you take the book, you put the book in there, and then you take the book out, right? Does the library do anything with the information? No, it just.
All it is in the books.
That's right. And we want to take action with that information, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, something else happened yesterday that's pretty significant to our family. Madison was playing at school, and a little girl asked her to stop doing something. She didn't, and then the girl started to choke her. And everybody just kind of watched, and Madison couldn't even talk. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about today was, what do you do in that situation? What do you do if somebody starts to hurt somebody around you? Do you just watch it, or do you step in and do you change what's going on?
That's what I do. The second thing is, if it was like at school, I'd go tell an aide and maybe tell them to stop. And if they don't, then I say I'm gonna go tell the aide, or not even tell her that I'm telling the aide, and just go tell the aide.
What about if it's somebody that you don't really like and somebody's making fun of them? Do you just let it happen then?
Still.
You still stop it from occurring, right?
Yeah.
Because putting our hands on somebody is never okay out of anger, right? Now you can play tag, but if you get angry and you can't express your anger in a way without physically touching somebody, then there's a problem with that. And it's not okay to watch it. It's not okay to allow it to happen. And it's not telling, or it's not a bad thing if you stop it. In fact, it's the opposite. When things like that happen, you should stop them, right? You should stop that kind of thing from happening. Right?
Yes.
And that could be in anything. It doesn't really apply to one thing specifically. It's not just about at school or being at a park. It's about life in general. The reality is, a lot of people sometimes have problems expressing their emotions. Sometimes I have a problem expressing my emotion. I don't get physical or anything, but you might get upset and you freak out and you yell, or you snap, or you react to something, right? The reason I wanted to share that is because, man, listening to my daughter last night talk about what had happened and hearing the way that she choked up was not okay. It was really, really difficult as a parent, and a lot of these different emotions go through my head in ways that I want to react and respond to the situation. And at the same time, I have to understand that it's another girl that's 7 years old too, or 6 years old too, and she's just trying to deal with life the way that she knows how to. And man, it's so hard to even say this because I just want to react to it and go, that doesn't matter. But if we want to make the world a better place, right, we have to understand what's happening in it and then look at ways that we can improve it. If I go and attack her or her family or anybody, it's not going to improve it. It's just going to create a huge wall and barrier between us. And so the better thing is how do I make this better for from now on, right? I mean, to the point where you see Madison's not with us. She's afraid to go to school today. So now I've got to go in and talk to the principal about what's going on and how to fix that. We took her to the hospital last night. She has a strained neck, and we're talking about 7-year-old girls that this is happening with. I mean, I'm still just blown away that I'm in the middle of this whole thing. But I wanted to share it because, one, I almost just want to get it off my chest because I feel like I've got it trapped in, right? But at the same time, I just want to show people what I'm going through, what people in this scenario go through. I mean, I feel just as bad for the other parents because I can't imagine if that was my daughter that did that and now I've got to deal with that. That's just a horrible feeling too, because you're like, well, why did she? What can I do to prevent that? And the reality though is, unless we look at this type of stuff, unless we deal with it, it's not going to go away. It's not going to, the children are not going to fix themselves by themselves. They need our help. They need our guidance. And I put that in a post yesterday, but even more so, it just makes me realize how important it is as parents for us to consistently watch what's being shown, said, and taught to our children all over the place. Doesn't matter where it is, right? On TV. I mean, I know that my girls have little like iPads and stuff, and I don't know, sometimes we're on a long trip, you don't know what they're watching. They could be watching anything. And the fact is, I guess it's just made me realize I need to pay more attention to what is happening, and I need to realize that they're not 2 years old anymore, and they do observe everything, they do see everything, and that I need to step my game up, and like one of my friends said yesterday, we were talking, and he said that you've got to be in a situation that you can't get hurt. And sometimes it's hard to, even like he was talking about basketball and fouling. And his coach would just say, hey, look, just don't get fouled. And he's like, look, that has nothing to do with me. Like, I can't control if I'm fouled or not, right? But the reality is, to some degree, we can. Because we can be so great that we avoid being in those situations. And that's really what we're talking about here. Be so great that you avoid being in those situations. And also just make sure that you're always taking your level, your game, and your life to the next level, and you realize how important these little monsters are, right? You ready to go to school?
Yeah.
All right. Without you...
Even though this is not anything near, I just remember the time when Madison was talking to you about Avery, and you were recording it, and she didn't even notice. It was funny.
That's right.
And I noticed until almost we got home.
So what do you feel about what happened yesterday? What do you think?
That's kind of a dumb question for me.
It is? That's pretty big, huh? It's kind of deep.
It's like, this is the ground. This is the hole that's real.
It's really down there. All right. Well, maybe we could ask you about that later then, okay? You can have a fun day at school today?
Yeah.
Without you?
There is no us, because you put the Y in our success. We can't spell success without you. Share our videos now and go make something happen. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.